I'm begging you guys to learn how to be poor. That if you guys don't know how to spend your grocery money, you are going to be suffering.
Don't go buying ginger and then use it all up. You can simply break off some pieces from this and grow it yourself.
I think the lettuce that they gave me might have already been a little old, but let's open it up. It don't smell bad. Let me see. And keyboard warriors, I need y'all to slow it down because I found some videos online of food hacks that might just save you a little bit of money. And all I'm asking you to do is just open up your horizon. It might help you a little bit today.
Hey, sweet face, come here. You're storing your lettuce wrong. That's why it's not lasting. I know. I'm sorry. I have to share that bad news. If you're not putting your lettuce in a glass jar, the bigger the better, and in your fridge, this is why it's not lasting. And this goes for all lettuce, romaine, iceberg, even your kale. You need to chop it up, clean it properly, use your salad spinner. There we go, soaking.
Soak it, spin it. I got me one of these.
Make sure it is bone dry as you can get it, and then put it in the fridge. You know how long it'll last when you do it that way? Months, and I'm not exaggerating. In your fridge, cold in a glass jar with a good top, months. Could you even imagine?
Yes, I can. You wanna know why? Cause I did it. Tip, I did put a little paper towel here at the bottom. As you can see, it has been months for me. I'm actually scared. And yes, I will be trying this to see, does it last months? Now, to be fair, I think the lettuce that they gave me might have already been a little old, but let's open it up. It don't smell bad. And honestly, it still got some crunch to it. Let me see. You know what? For this to be about 2 months, that ain't bad. Like if I was going through the struggle and I absolutely had to make it stretch, I'd have to say this is a win. Yeah, y'all hear the crunch? Like, that's 2 months old. And if you look here, it is a little wilted, but for the most part, I wouldn't say that's too far off from that shredded lettuce you be getting in the bag. So she might actually be right about that one. And if my lettuce was a little bit fresher, it'd probably be extra crunchy. Now, I've seen her talk about this and another lady, and the lady said to spread out the lettuce on your counter on the paper towel. So kind of let it air dry after you put it in the salad spinner. That was it. That's what did it. That had to be it. Because it dried it out a little bit more. Even though if you use the salad spinner, it's going to do its thing. But for maximum dryness, definitely recommend that last tip. Why this lettuce right here ain't gone, I don't know. Because usually I stay going to the store for some lettuce. I just ain't been doing it. I've been eating a bunch of beans because it's cold outside. I don't know what's going on with me. But it's soup season, y'all. And let me know if you've done it. How did it work for you? And you know I just had to go to the comments because there's always a lot of gold in there. Between this and finding out the fact that apple can stop your potatoes from sprouting, I wonder how I've survived this long. Ooh, that's actually a good one. And somebody else is here saying, extra tip, put the paper towel across the top of the jar, then put the top on it. I didn't do that. Okay, let it sit upside down for the first day, then you can remove the paper towel and it'll take with it the excess water. Okay, so then you don't have to do the spread out thing, or you can do both. And you can get a whole thing of lettuce for like 70-something cents, y'all. That's a lot better than getting the pre-cut, shredded up lettuce. You can get a lot more lettuce for a lot cheaper.
Let's shred this cheese. When I needed to start saving money on groceries, there were a lot of things I needed to learn. One of those things was to process my own foods so that I can save a ton of money. Over time, I started processing more and more at home, and I noticed a really big difference. Most people process their groceries, put them in the fridge, and sometimes they get to them, but other times they go to waste. And because we're trying to save money, we're gonna try to cut back on all the food waste that we can. Currently in my area, Costco seems to be the cheapest for cheese. So I shred most of it, and I cut some of it so that my kids can make Lunchables.
And you know I got my pre-roll right here. Now I did this about a month ago, probably more. And it's block cheese, just like how she got. I got mine from HEB. If you know, you know. Shout out to Texas. And I just use a little cheese grater, y'all. Now she has a food processor in her video. You definitely can get that or use that if you already have it. And another thing I really want to point out for those of us that really like good food, if a recipe calls for shredded cheese and you reach for that bag cheese, what are you doing? If you are making mac and cheese from scratch, especially for Thanksgiving, if you are making macaroni and the recipe calls for cheddar cheese and you pick out that pre-shredded cheddar cheese, don't make no macaroni for nobody. Just stop. Stop being lazy. This cheese tastes better. And you get a lot more per pound. And of course, I'm talking about those of y'all who can do it. You just don't want to. You being lazy. Get the block. Not only will your wallet thank you, everybody eating the food will thank you too. Because we can taste the difference. We really can. The other cheese, it don't even melt the same.
You could take your fat down to Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, the works.
Wait a minute. She came a little hot, didn't she? I don't condone the name calling. Let's continue.
Buy one 5-gallon bucket, one bag of garden soil, one $3 tomato, and one tomato cake. Drill holes in the bottom of your bucket. You get some variation of this. Dump your bag of dirt in, take your little tomato out, and nestle them in here, like that. Find the sunniest spot in your yard, drop them off. Don't have a yard? Put them on your balcony. Anywhere where he'll get at least 6 hours of sun a day. Put your tomato cage in. Very important to do while he's small. Give him a little bit of fertilizer.
Oh.
Any type works. Doesn't matter. Give him a little bit of water. Give him more water every couple of days. By the end of June, you're gonna have tomatoes.
Oh.
Let me know how it goes.
Now I need to know, for all the people that live in the hot states, will this work? So she didn't spend more than $30 for all the stuff she got. And I don't even think that includes the bucket. Maybe she already had it. That ain't the point. How many people eat tomatoes? She had a whole thing of tomatoes there at the end. And you know what? Let me take my fat tail to... Because maybe she had a point. And clearly, I'm not the only one that felt attacked. Now, my real question is, do you have to do this every year, or is this the one-time thing? Because if so, this might be worth it for less than 30 bucks. And I'm no gardener, but it says here that, yeah, you will have to replant tomatoes every year. But even still, many people spend way more than $30 for tomatoes. I've even seen people dry them, freeze them, all sorts of stuff. And depending on how good you are at it, you might have a lot of tomatoes.
This whole thing was 154 bucks and it's 15.5 pounds.
She's saving a lot of money doing this.
Now let's count and see how many we got. 1, 2, 15, 16. I got 16 steaks out of the slab, which comes down to $9.60 per steak, which to me is like insane. Are you kidding? I'm gonna save a couple of these to marinate for tonight and then have my husband vacuum pack and freeze the rest.
Now I need to know, what do y'all think about the price and how many steaks she was able to cut up for what she got? It was 150 something bucks. Wait a minute, somebody here said you can ask them to slice it for you. Is it free? Because the whole point is she trying to save some money. Somebody that go to Costco, let me know. Somebody here says they used to slice mine for free, but they won't do it anymore. I don't know. And somebody here commented, we be calling anything hacks now. Honestly, I can see what they're saying there, because it's not really a hack. But why I think a lot of people say it's a hack is because this is something many people don't do. They don't buy something in the big bulk form before it's pre-cut, pre-marinated even sometimes, as a way of saving money. And this comment here is interesting. It says, a lot of people posting stuff like this. Guess what Costco will do next? Just raise the prices on those. It's all about supply and demand. People need to zip the lips on the good stuff. Look, I'm trying to spread the love. But honestly, they might have a point too. They definitely have a point.
Don't go buying ginger and then use it all up and then have to go buy some more. You can simply break off some pieces from this and grow it yourself. Yes, that is ginger growing in my casserole dish. I got a piece of ginger like this from Sam's Club. They had a pack of organic ginger for like $5. I bought it. I broke these pieces off that have these little nubs sticking out like this one right here. And I put it in a tray of water. I say tray, this is a casserole dish. You can use whatever you have. And all I had to do was put some water in there. If you can kind of see, it comes up to maybe a third of the way. And look what happened. It started to sprout. Those little nubs grow out. They start to grow roots. Those roots start to spread, and now I have a ginger plant growing.
Oh my gosh. Is that whole time I've been trying to get them off? You mean to tell me I've been cheating myself this whole time? And I need to know, did it grow like that in the pot? Or was it just the little nub Now I gotta experiment. I gotta see for myself. I am curious. I might just do it with this one right here, because y'all know I keep ginger in my house. What else I'm gonna put in my tea?
Now, what do I do next? Basically, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it off right there. I'm gonna plant this in about 8 inches of dirt. It's gonna grow a whole new ginger plant like this. It takes a little while to get it started, but after it gets to this stage, you're gonna wait for it to get to this stage. How big that is? I'm actually going to be harvesting this today. It's planted with my turmeric. If you notice the 2 different types of leaves, it's because I accidentally planted them both in the same pot, but they will grow together. So get you some ginger, some organic ginger or turmeric, put it in the water, let it root, put it in a pot, let it grow, and grow your own so you won't have to buy it anymore from the store.
Is this a sign that I need to get in my gardening era? I don't know. It's a very intimidating thing to think about. Very time consuming. Hats off to those of y'all who do it.
Please don't be shy about stocking up on potatoes. Why? Because
All you need to do is put an apple with all your potatoes. This is a ton of potatoes I have in here, like a ridiculous amount. But I put an apple in there that keeps them from sprouting. Oh, wait, people probably don't know how to store potatoes. I have been a frugal blogger for almost 2 decades. When you have your potatoes, first of all, make sure they are in a container where like it's aerated. Put an apple in with your potatoes. Just one. You don't have to go crazy. I have russets in here. I have red potatoes and yellow potatoes. I have different potatoes.
Right.
And it's keeping all of them from sprouting on me. And I can get to them when I get to them. And the apple is fine. See? Even the apple's fine.
Now, if you got rotten potatoes after this, I don't know what to tell you. You ain't know how to follow directions. I can't tell you how many times I have went to go get a sack of potatoes. The next thing I know, it's all liquidy on the bottom. I know. Comment down below if this happened to you before. Or you pick it up and they all soft and squishy and they look all wrinkled up. I want my stuff to look like Miss Puff from SpongeBob. Was she a potato? Anyway, I wanted to look like Mr. Potato Head. Miss Puff was a potato, wasn't she? Don't quote me. And it says here, potatoes do not sprout when stored with apples because the apple releases ethylene gas, a natural plant hormone that inhibits sprouting. This is news to me. So the ethylene gas slows down the potato's metabolic rate in respiration, keeping it fresh longer. Oh my gosh. And I've been rushing to eat potatoes for what? I need to know, does this work well with sweet potatoes too? Sweet potatoes last longer, but sometimes you can forget about them. Now I need y'all to comment down below and tell me, has that worked for you if you've ever done it? Okay, so one of the comments here says, keep those potatoes in a cool, dark place. Rule of thumb is 1 apple per 3 pounds and swap it out every now and again.
All you got to do is let one of your onions get a little age on it, and this will happen in the refrigerator as well as in your pantry or wherever you keep your onions.
Yeah.
If they set too long, they just need just a little bit of light. This one actually happened in the refrigerator. That's why it's so light colored. But once this happens, just take your knife and cut right around the edge of it all the way around. Just cut this off. You can still use your onion, but save this right here. Put it in some loose, good potting soil or loose dirt. And what will happen is it'll root. Then you'll end up with something like this. It'll put off tall shoots with these blooms. These blooms will turn into seed pods. And once these seed pods form and you let it dry, just save your onion seeds and you can start them, and then you'll have your lifetime supply of onions.
I have seen those before. There were onion seeds? Oh, I feel like this was an awakening. What?
And whichever kind of onion you prefer, just let it sprout out. This works with any kind, white or red onions.
Wow. And it's pretty. Did y'all know that that's what onion seeds look like? This is what building a community means, even though it's through virtual knowledge. And I agree, this is very helpful. I'm learning a lot in this video. If you use social media the right way, there is so much knowledge online. It is okay that you don't know everything. The question is, who are you listening to? What are you looking to keep you entertained? Because this is some great stuff here, y'all. And I tell you what, the people who know how to plant some stuff, grow vegetation, they're gonna be all right if these food prices continue to keep rising. And I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying, being able to make sure you and your family can eat, that's a blessing. And I'm very grateful that people are taking the time to teach people things like this online for free.
Let me teach y'all something. See on the side? This is on every pack of foil that you've ever touched in your life. You see how it's a little cut right there? Just take your finger, boom. See that? See that right there? Do it on both sides. That's what the cut's there for. Do it on both sides. Now what it does is it keeps the foil inside the box. So when you pull it, the roll doesn't come out. Thank you for showing up to my TED Talk. Tune in next time where we learn some more common sense.
Not me being baffled because I feel attacked. My whole roll end up on the ground sometimes. I know I'm not the only one. Stop laughing. It ain't funny. Because how are we supposed to know that? Does it come with an instruction manual telling us to do that? What type of trial and error did you go through to even understand this sort of information, sir? But I'm grateful for you telling me this, because I be dropping stuff all the time. And I'm new around here, so be easy on me. Somebody here said they must have just put that there. And that's how I'm feeling. Somebody here said they need to stop making stuff and not telling us how to use it, LOL. And I agree, because I've wasted so much aluminum foil trying to put something on a pan and it just kept rolling like Tina Turner. What can I say? Okay, hold up. Now, wait a minute here. This woman took a rotisserie chicken, and in this clip right here, she froze it. It was frozen. She sprinkled a little water in there, a little pizzazz. You know, because you need that for your slow cooker, or you gonna burn something up. And this is what it's looking like after, y'all. And she had the internet in shambles because people are like, why did you freeze a rotisserie chicken? Probably because it was on sale. Now, this is according to her. It tastes just as good, I'm guessing, as the day she got it. But what's really getting me is the comment section. And I need to know down below, is this taking it too far? Because you know how sometime at the end of the day, when you go to a lot of these grocery stores, they have the rotisserie chickens marked down. Sometimes they're like half off. So when you get there at the end of the night and go pick you up a rotisserie chicken, you could pick up a whole bunch of them if you really wanted to, if you committed to the cause, and freeze them like she did. Now, someone here is saying plot twist. Sam Club freezes them and also reheats and sells them to us. Now, I can't confirm nor deny. I'm just reading the comments. But if you work at Sam Club and you be making them rotisserie chickens, please let me know. Honestly, the only thing she missing out of this is some potatoes and some carrots. And I don't know if the skin is squishy, but if it is, she could throw that thing in the oven and broil it for a little bit. Am I saying that wrong? Broil. Oh my gosh. And then it'll get nice and crisp on the top.
It's 2025. I don't know why we have to keep telling y'all, when you get your fresh produce, make sure you wash it off and cut it up and store it right away. And put paper towel at the bottom so it soaks up all the moisture so it doesn't rot away. It's simple.
Now, a lot of people would argue that you ain't supposed to wash them until you're ready to eat them. Some of them put it in the baking soda, let it sit in the water for a little bit, apple cider vinegar, whatever they're using, and then go back and store it in some storage containers. It lasts longer. I need to know, what is the most effective method that y'all have seen success with? And the reason I don't really know is because I like to eat my fruits and vegetables pretty fast. They don't typically last that long or need to be stored that long because it's gonna be ate up. And if you're one of those people like me, let me know down below.
I'm begging you guys to learn how to be poor. Bad things are here, and they are only going to get worse. And if you guys don't know how to spend your grocery money, you are going to be suffering. I'm not going to tell you to cut the naked juices out. They're delicious. They are, however, in the smaller bottles, twice the price per ounce than the big bottles, if memory serves. Buy the big bottles and then put them into the little bottles. You can even save the bottle. You're already full of microplastics. It doesn't matter. Cotton candy grapes, several dollars more expensive than regular grapes. Rainbow peppers, 2 to 3 times the price of green peppers. We might be sacrificing on taste here with these two things, but you know, that's life, baby. I believe in your ability to make up for it through seasonings and cooking techniques. Every condiment here.
I don't. Ma'am, you ever seen some of these people's cooking? Some people don't believe in seasoning. Hello? I don't know if it's banned in some people's house. And trust me, I'm with you when you're right. Everybody is not seasoning their food. They might need them peppers.
No more name brand condiments. I know sometimes the store brand condiments don't taste like the name brand condiments. That syrup used to be Aunt Jemima. That is a name brand. It's liquid corn sugar. You know, you don't need the name brand liquid corn sugar. Same with the pancake mix. Since everything else here is a name brand, I'm assuming the juice in the back is also probably name brand. Speaking of that juice, if your juice bottle says from concentrate, put it back on the shelf, walk over to the frozen section and buy a can of juice.
That's so true. That's what a lot of people's grandparents used to do. I don't know why. My generation and Gen X just decided, hey, we ain't doing that no more. I don't know. It's all the same. And that's if you're drinking juice. I don't even drink juice unless it's freshly squeezed from the actual fruit. I don't even want it because they put so much sugar and stuff now and got the nerve to be charging an arm and a leg for a bunch of stuff with nothing but sugar in it.
I personally can get 2 pitchers of juice out of a can of juice because I don't like it that sweet, so I cut them in half. But that you just paid a company to put water and juice concentrate together and mix it up into a bottle. You're getting less juice for more money. They want you to think of the cans of concentrate juice as like icky, inferior, poor people things so that you don't buy them. They're tricking us. Bacon is a luxury meat. I'm so sorry. No more bacon. Maybe bacon occasionally, but if you're regularly buying bacon, it is very expensive. No more bacon. Or look, we will compromise. Get a Costco membership. I know you have to pay for it up front. It will pay for itself very quickly, I promise. Learn what you should be buying at Costco and what you shouldn't be buying at Costco. Mushrooms. That is a colossal bag of mushrooms. I don't know how much those mushrooms cost in particular. The price points of mushrooms really vary.
Yeah.
But I do know every time I've ever bought mushrooms, I'm always like, that's how much mushrooms cost? They always end up being like one of my more expensive produce items. So like maybe we should consume less mushrooms. I'm not doing this to lecture someone. I don't even know if they are poor or if they have experience being poor and they're just bad with their money. I don't know. But guys, you gotta learn how to be poor or you're going to be in serious trouble when money gets tight and you don't know what to do because you're gonna be really stressed out and it's gonna be really annoying to figure those things out then.
I think a lot of people don't know how to shop. Honestly, they go straight to the frozen section, the processed foods in the frozen section, the chips, the cereals. They're not shopping in the outer aisles or the the aisles that have the things that you store in the pantry, the frozen section, or even the canned food section. They're not shopping in those areas. This honestly right here is not the worst I've seen, but the juices, these right here, those naked juices, like $2.72. But if you get the big one, they could be around $9. We just talking about juice, y'all. And the reason I'm wanting to point that out is just think if you make like $20 an hour, not unreasonable in today's society, by the way. One of these juices equates to around 30 minutes of work. 30 minutes. Is it worth it for a juice? And the reason I'm pointing that out is because a lot of people like juice and they like soda. Might not be the healthiest option, but if you like it, I love it. But here's my thing. They can be extremely expensive when you're trying to save money. And maybe something like those juice from the concentrate would be a lot better than getting something like this for $9. You might be able to get that for like $1 and make a whole bunch of juice. And sometimes all it is you swapping out one item that you really like for another item that is very similar and will serve the same purpose, but it's cheaper. You have to operate within your budget, because if you go in the store just loading up on these naked drinks and a bunch of sodas and a bunch of chips and all the pre-frozen meals, you're going to end up paying a premium price compared to you cooking a lot of the stuff yourself and shopping in those outer aisles, getting the fresh produce, the vegetables, the fruits, the rice, the beans. And honestly, a lot of the stuff people buy doesn't even have the fiber in it to keep you full. So you just keep snacking. You ever notice why you just can't eat one thing of chips? Probably not enough fiber in there or good things in there to get you full. But if you eat a bunch of potatoes, you'll probably be full very fast. Or a bag of apples, you probably can't even do it.
I teach people tips and tricks on meat.
Okay.
The next cut down, next after this, is a ribeye.
Yeah.
And then on this side is a Denver steak. So this is normally supposed to be a pot roast.
Right.
But one or two out of all these roasts could be used as a steak. So it's a trick of the butcher. It's a trade. So if you were to buy this, now look, I'll show you the ribeye. You see how it's comparable in the look? You see that?
Yeah.
Right there. The next
It's
cut,
the same
that
one.
goes off to the chuck. So all that is literally the same. So that is $24 a pound. That is $8.77 a pound. And so the trick is finding the right one. So like some of these aren't going to be good. Like that'll be chewy. Some of these, like that's going to be chewy. But like this one, bomb. Right there. I see it.
The bottom, yeah.
So there's the ribeye and there's the Denver steak. They separate them, cook them separate, and you're going to have bomb steaks for $9 a pound. Yeah, I go by Meat Dad on social media.
Hey, shout out to him.
Costco Business Center.
Now, I need to know something down below. Where do y'all get y'all food from? Where do you get your meat from specifically? Because somebody here is saying buying steak from Walmart is a big no-no. Walmart, I definitely personally think that y'all could do a lot better, but I've also lived in an area where that's all we had was a Walmart. Very frustrating. Buy from a local butcher shop. And another comment here says, I never heard of a Denver steak. And me either. What is that? Yeah, we definitely need the meat hacks because beef price is getting high.
Hey guys, here's another tip. I like to use a lot of garlic powder, but I don't like to pay those prices. And I also don't like to pay those prices.
Right.
So what you do is you come over here to the Hispanic section, and look, that's a great price.
So the garlic powder over here was $13, and that's the great value one. This one is $12.46. He went over to the Hispanic aisle, and it's $6.48. Now that's very interesting. However, I did want to point something out. Granulated garlic and garlic powder are not the same thing though. Somebody here said, y'all need to go over to Ollie's because they got it for the cheap. Allegedly. And people are mad because they said, hey, we need to gatekeep some stuff. Bro, chill. You're going to raise the prices on our stuff. And apparently this is some sort of secret. And I know some of y'all want to know the difference between granulated garlic powder and regular. Granulated is coarser than garlic powder with a texture similar to cornmeal, while garlic powder is a very fine powder. It goes into it deeper, but that's pretty much the gist.
You keep spending unexpected money because you're not preparing. I know I'm going to the gym right in a little second, and after that I got a massage planned. I know I'm not going to be back home, and I know I'm going to get hungry. So I packed me a bologna sandwich. And I know y'all like, ew, bologna? Yes, I like bologna. But anyways, I'm also packing me some chips because what's a sandwich without chips? And I'm going to pack me some rice cakes and anything else that I might need in case I get hungry on this errand adventure today. Pack you some snacks to stop spending carelessly. You don't need to go out to McDonald's and Chick-fil-A every time you're running errands. That's wasting money, and you need to do better. Your bank account say it, not me.
Oh my gosh, y'all being shady in this video. First the guy with the aluminum foil, now you. But she got a point. It says on the screen, you're not prepared and your bank account shows it. Nothing wrong with packing a lunch. In the society we live in, everything is moving so fast and there's just fast food everywhere. We don't even consider we can take an apple with us, a banana, some grapes, a sandwich, whatever you prefer, because it's not convenient and we don't want to take time to do a lot of these things. And I need to know down below, do y'all eat bologna? I'm sorry, I just can't. But a good old turkey sandwich, right up my alley. Probably shouldn't do the cheese though, even though y'all just seen me with the roll of cheese earlier, because I'm pretty sure I'm lactose intolerant. But anyway, what do y'all think about these food hacks? Are there any food hacks that you use to save any money? And out of all the hacks you've seen today, which do you realistically see yourself using? But we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.